What's up, family? We made it. We made it to another day. Ooh, how I'm feeling today. I would definitely say tired is a clear emotion or characteristic, whatever people want to call that. Tired is a strong one, but also there's a faint feeling of optimism, and I'm a strong optimistic person, but there's just a faint hint of the optimism of my dream and what I really want to manifest in life, manifesting this year. Like, it's faint in the background, but the way that I'm seeing things happening is quite like, okay then. I mean, I'm just watching at this point. I just gotta watch, because amongst all that, energy of me feeling like things are going my way, there's also something in the back that's like, ooh, tread lightly, be mindful, like watch exactly everything that's happening and exactly what people are saying to you and what you're saying to people. Like, I'm very strategic with that, more than I've ever been in my life. So it's important for me. Again, I say this on every video because I really, if nothing else, look forward to this more than anything else. Like, this is a consistent thing that I feel like is one of my best hobbies to establish. And I like this habit. I like continuing this and expressing myself. And regardless of who sees it, it's a principle of being available and allowing myself to be available to the internet and whatever insight allow whoever may stumble upon this video to have that. So if y'all are new, what's up? It's your girl Jazzy. And if you definitely know what my vibes be on, I appreciate you for stopping by again. Stay as long as you want. I feel like I'm gonna be here regardless, but the vessel in me, I feel like whatever you need, you'll know when you hear what you needed to hear. And if not, I'm definitely okay with you leaving, maybe not ever coming back again. That's totally okay with me. But if you dig in it, go ahead, like it, subscribe it. Feel free to share it with anybody that you feel like may need to hear these videos that I make, anyone that I make. I'm totally okay with you talking shit about my videos, feeling like I ain't shit. I'm totally okay with you having your own perceptions with it, because I'm not gonna see that. Reality wise, I'm proud of myself, and I've never been as boss bitch shit as I am now. And I guess I had the curse to speak that. Whole time I'm shuffling up the deck. Y'all don't even know what time it is. It's the modern witch. Are we witching in this modern time? Maybe. I really feel like I be on some taboo shit because, yeah, a lot of people don't really be with the insights, but that's okay. That's why I'm here, and I'm totally okay with being an influencer and a trendsetter, because they always look at those people like, oh, who she think she is, and then 9 times out of 10 they end up being the same way in a couple of years. It's okay though. Long story short, we get into the cards. I'm gonna just pull out one card because I want this to guide the topic. There's so much that I could talk about. Oh, well, we got some cards falling out. We got two. And shouts out to the fact that these are both black women. So because I see that, automatically, this is reminding me of me. I see myself when I look at these. Sometimes I look at cards, and when I look at them, if it don't look like me, or if it's not in the energy that I could connect to, I think that it's like that on purpose, especially with this deck, because they have all type of women in this deck, and I love that they're women. But so since they're black, and I find it beautiful that she's this one, Seven of Swords. I love that she's wearing that top, because that looks like the type of top I'm trying to find right now. And I also love that it's a nature looking field, like she's going towards that and leaving the capitalistic apartment type of a vibe, like her literally crossing it, leaving two of her swords, but she has such of abundance. And yes, she's looking back, but she definitely knows where she's going. These type of energies is what I really pay attention to. And the fact that she's in heels, even though it looks like she's walking into nature, we could talk about that. But first off, looking at this, like I said, I feel like both of these cards are me, my energy signature. A lot of times I pick up cards and it's just like the energy of like what's going around or things I could be prepped for. But looking at these, I reiterate, I feel like both of these remind me of myself energetically. This one right here, I used to wear hats like this when I was like growing my hair out. And it's so funny that her hair is short here, because it's so important what she's doing. She's giving to the youth. And something else that I really notice about it is the houses behind, because the houses are so vibrant and bold, and it reminds me of like a hood that I used to live not too far from, but especially the hood, because that would be the industry and the kids that I felt compelled to um, withhold insight, or not withhold, but in form of insight that I've felt was withheld from them. So, for example, when I would go to the hood or whatever, I would be the type of person actually trying to talk. Like, especially when I was in high school, I've been the type of woman to try and talk to those kids that a lot of people overlook because they may be a hood baby, or may be one that's not as vocal, or maybe one that actually takes time to warm up, or maybe someone like me who has a lot going on within my internal, so I'm not necessarily aware of how to participate on the outer. Those are the type of kids that get overlooked, and people assume that they don't have insight, or they don't have a form of potential, strong potential. I was raised in Miami, raised in Little Haiti. I went to Tucson Louverture. I went to Edison Middle. Anybody that know about Little Haiti in Miami, Florida, you would know that a lot of people, especially now, they're trying to cultivate it to where they're making it gentrified. So maybe they may look at it different. I don't even think they call it Little Haiti anymore. But long story short, if you're from Miami, you know about Little Haiti. You know what Tucson Louverture Elementary School is. Edison Middle School. I don't even think it's called Edison anymore, but they still got the Edison High School. Long story short, that is what, when I was growing up in it, it was the scum. Like, it was easy for you to see people fighting in the streets. It was easy for the police to come out, and we kids, and they out here with their tasers trying to tase people, and people fighting still, and people running, people doing drugs, people having guns, people having pills, people. Middle school, elementary, a lot of anything going on. Things that you would not imagine to go on was things that went on in my reality. And that's why I even look at school like a form of prison. Because I remember, like, when I watch these shows now, like, 30 Days In and all that stuff, shout out to them, because I'm big into socialism, and I love, like, being able to see how people act in abstract environments. Like, that is what I live for, because that is my life. Literally, I be in environments that are abstract, or foreign to what people would assume for my reality, and I choose to live that way on purpose. But with that, in comparison to school, I had the mindset that I had to prove to everybody that I'm not a punk, and I still carry that today. Like, the warrior that was built from having to go to elementary school, and it's so cute because they don't painted it up, they got it looking nice and stuff. But when I was there, that was a significant time for me to be cultivated into the warrior that I am now. So when I just consider things like that, and then to consider now that I live such a peaceful, very tranquil life, very much not even trying to argue with you, I just take recognition that that was rooted and sourced from something of raw, cultivated, taboo energy for that. So I just brought that up, and that was just all instilled from this card, because it looked like she's in the hood. That's the only person I know will have a yellow house next to a blue house. But the way that this girl is looking at her, is like, that's the only cup that's full, and she's giving it to this girl, or just showing this girl the potential of it. That is very much my energy, from that hat to the way that she got them boots. I wanted some boots like that, and only I would tie up some shit like that together, and still be feminine, and still be rocking that, and still be like, whatever my energy is what it is. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What this card means to me, and obviously we're going to read what it says in the book, and I'm sure even without me reading it, I'm on to something. What it looks like is giving, being in that energy of still giving, especially to someone that would appreciate that, someone that could be something that will cultivate their whole future. The catalyst, being that influential person. That is, if nothing else, why I record these videos, because even if people that I inspire become bigger than me, it still holds truth that the root of where you got it from was somebody like me. And if I wasn't there to instill just presence or energy and filling up that space, and not acknowledging or if I was not acknowledging the fact that I have spiritual talents and spiritual things to express to the world, then there would be no room for someone like this, the magic. Ain't no telling what she's gonna do with that magic, but she's looking at that woman as the magic, not what that woman is offering. But what that woman is offering is, I'm sure, a form of connection to her, but still she don't see the power in herself. She's seeing the power in what she feel like she's given. And since that's the only one that is filled, it's quite interesting that she's giving it to her. How I feel like I connect to that is two things. Maybe I need to be more in tune with that energy of just giving, for the sake of giving, and trusting that my power is being just used as a vessel sometimes. It don't mean that I have to have what everybody else. Or, okay, so for example, if I'm willing to help someone because they're on a particular level and I could be of assistance, that don't mean that I have to have that same level of reciprocity. I hope I'm saying it right, but reciprocity, like it shouldn't be that same energy of them having to meet me and give me exactly what I'm giving them for me to be able to just give. Because it's something about the fact that there's no more cups filled, and she's still, one that she's given is the filled one, and she's giving it so gracefully. Like, I have the power, but me giving this to you is what the power is. I'm giving you the power. I don't really know exactly what I mean so much yet. And another thing I should mention is that I'm big on cards, but I allow cards to be more of a feel than an energy, and I'm not so particular on what it means until I need to know what it means, So I love to read and get to the root of it. But energy wise today, I just wanted to kind of tap into myself, I guess, more, and understand more of myself. So it was beautiful to pull out two cards that just actually popped out, and be able to connect to both of them in two different ways. This one would be more in a humanity type of a style of what I need to entail, and this is more on a spiritual, more physical and spiritual aspect, because this is something that is incorporating my physical growth and like things that will manifest into my future now, and like me, involving me. So these swords, Seven of Swords. I don't know. I'm not going to even try to front to make it seem like I'm living my best life at this point. So these cards can really mean things that check me, but when I'm looking at it, the energy that I feel is like very much connected to that warrior spirit that I have, and just like she's picking it up and she's definitely leaving it but taking it. Like, even with her, the way that her face is, it's like she's leaving it behind and she's looking behind and it's still presently of her, but she's taking as much towards as she can with her, and obviously she could take more. She took an uneven amount, but I think it's very powerful that what she took was 5 swords, and this one is 5 cups that are not filled. It's these 5 cups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she has 5 swords that she has in her hand, even though there's one more cup here and there's swords here. But what I'm seeing is the significance in the 5, and that's also a number that is one of my numbers, 5 and 3, and 3 and 5, and 3, 5, 5, and 5, 3, 5. That's where it started with, actually, 5, 3, 5 for me. So yeah, I could always make it make sense, but what we're gonna do right now is read into these cards and then close it out with the overall message of insight for today. And we're gonna be back tomorrow, but tell me exactly for every day what it means to you, and I'm okay with it holding a different energy, but I always want to inspire creativity and allowing people to know that you can cultivate your life however you want it. Not saying that's gonna be easy. It's gonna be people that's gonna want you to rearrange or switch up what makes you feel more secure, and that might be justified in their own means, absolutely. But one thing that I'm learning is if you're not giving it to yourself first, where is your roots coming from? How are you gonna try to be rooted in somebody's life or stemming out in someone's life? If, like the video I said before, when I was at the park, you're not rooted in what it is that you choose to do for yourself. And no matter how it looks on the outside, we on 14 minutes now. If y'all still watching, like this shit. No matter how it looks on the outside, if you hear with yourself, it's worth it. Anything that you do is always going to be worth it, even if it's was not best for you. It's worth it because you actually are doing it for you. So we're going to read this card right here. It says, you're being called to embrace family and friends with kindness and compassion. Spread your love and sweetness to those you care about and nurture your connections. You might also be feeling a little nostalgic. Maybe there's something painful from your childhood that needs examining. Just don't forget to be kind to your past self. Embrace them. I love this. I couldn't have said it no better. Because actually, to be frank with you, I'm definitely going through a challenge of embracing what means the most to me and showing that, people could talk all day and I'm a really good speaker, but there's certain things that I can't express and there's certain things that I can't show, especially not up front. I'm very much like, allowing things to play out, and that energy, sometimes it could be mistaken as careless or nonchalant or unaware or not in tune when I'm far from that. So yeah, embrace family. I love the idea of family. I love the idea of having people that actually care for you and gonna be for you, regardless of how you do. Like regardless of how life may play out for you, people are gonna be down for you, and you could trust that as a given. That's always something I have to be connected to because it's so easy for me to just be out here, regardless of all the love I have around. It's so easy for me to just be aware of the love that I give myself and being content with just that. So, that in itself could be a form of a blockage. And yeah, I embrace family, and that's even more deeper because the thing in my childhood that might have been a blockage was the fact that I had to be a warrior, the fact that I had to find this cup for myself. I never had someone offering that magic to me. I had to create that for myself. And even today, I look at myself as that magic that I never was being able to receive from anybody else. And I stamp that as this is how it should be. When you have to cultivate yourself, you don't need anybody else for inspiration. You have to just trust that you being who you are is strong enough version and the strong enough entity, and you're not alone even with that because it's angels and all type of shit here with you. We're not gonna make it to 20 minutes, but we're gonna wrap it up with this last one now. We had the 7 of Swords. I'm liking the messages. I'm loving how easy this book gives it to me. So maybe I might start selling these for real because I know how to get access to a lot of these cards, and if I'm using them, that's always one of my biggest things with my products are things that I feel like are useful to me is what I would want to sell to other people. Even down to my novels, the inside of what I do when I create my fictional novels are things that I would want people to, if nothing else, be stimulated by and really acknowledge. So yeah, whoever created this, shout out to you, Queen. Shout out to you for being a vessel to bring this to so many people because it's so well written, and energy wise is definitely on that. So we're gonna look for 7 of Swords, and we're gonna wrap it up after this. Y'all know we raw out here. We living our best life. So with this one, it says, sometimes in life, we can't be completely open and honest. A little lie, even just one of omission, may be tactfully required in a challenging situation. Maybe you're dealing with truly awful coworkers or an abusive relationship. You need some secrets to keep yourself safe. Just be careful that your deceit isn't hurting yourself or others, and that it is truly is the best way to deal with the situation. Ooh, pew pew. Listen, these cards don't lie. How they on that for the energy? They don't expose me because I am so a Sagittarius. Like I'm so like how I feel. You need to know that. Like how I feel, you need to know that because I'm gonna be moving in a way, and I want you to be aware. Like I like to be aware of my situations. I want to be aware. But what I'm learning is that there is a thing of keeping parts of yourself to yourself and not allowing people to see you always in your truest self. Actually, that's not a good thing for people to see all of you because people don't even know how to embrace all of themselves. So imagine you thinking that you're gonna come and just be all of yourself to someone that for one didn't even ask for it. You know, it's a lot of things that you balance, and I love how I knew that these cards was talking to me and not just saying anything that had to do with anybody around me or anything as preparation or anything. This is just energies that I'm dealing with, and the balance of both is quite significant. And I'm excited. I'm always gonna leave it with love and with inspiration. Like I said, there's still that inspiration telling me that it's gonna lead to good things. And that Three of Swords on the bottom. Ooh. Fuck that. Let's just see what this Three of Swords is meaning just for the bottom, because it's three swords in her heart. But that sounds like me. I'd have been hurt about 3 times in my heart. But I don't know exactly what this card is going to bring. I just want to something made me aware to want to look at it. So we just definitely going to go with the flow, because that's one thing you have to do when you're dealing with spiritual energy. So Three of Swords. It says, you're in for a stab of betrayal and heartbreak. Someone close to you has hurt you deeply, betrayed your trust, or has been deeply inconsiderate to you. You don't have to toughen up. It's okay to feel pretty shitty about the situation. It hurts. If you haven't experienced this pain, do a little soul searching and make sure you're not treating anyone else poorly. That's something to always keep in contact, because when someone is hurting you, that person is hurting. And you know, I will admit that today was a day of me being a little bit not mindful of, you know, how things react and how other stuff affect people. Sometimes I just be like, man, fuck that, because this is how I'm feeling. But even still, my feelings shift. So it's important that if I do be in this energy and something told me to do that, I hope that I ain't being betrayed or heartbroken, because listen, I'm really on some lover shit. I ain't really trying to be in no ill-intensive energy, but I understand that people might be hurt just off of the way that you're moving, and that has nothing to do with it being incorrect or not. So, regardless of the state, they say you don't have to toughen up. It's okay to feel pretty shitty about the situation. If I have to cry, I've never been afraid to cry, but I've also never been afraid to like own that shit. So, man, I definitely feel like I'm grateful for the insight that these cards have brought. And I appreciate you if you're still watching. Like this video, share it probably, because you really on that, and I appreciate you. Regardless of how long it takes for you to come here, this is for you in this moment, and I'm grateful to be a vessel to be able to express that. Until tomorrow, we gonna keep it together. I ain't gonna make it too long, but if it's long, that's what it is today. If it's short, sometimes it's like that. We all gonna flow with the day and be able to express in our way and with love. It's a balance. It's always a balance, and I'm grateful for that balance. So, yeah, I think I got everything out for now. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.